Welcome back to our journey through the epic story of Esther. In part 1, we left off with Queen Esther facing a life-or-death decision. Haman's wicked decree to annihilate the Jewish people was sealed, and only she stood a chance of stopping it. But what would she do? This is where her true courage shines. Esther made a bold request to her cousin Mordecai: gather all the Jews in the capital city of Susa and hold a 3-day fast. No food, no water. She and her attendants would do the same. This wasn't just about skipping meals. It was a profound act of prayer, unity, and surrender to God. After this period of intense spiritual preparation, she declared, "I will go to the king, even though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish." Can you feel the weight of those words? She was ready to sacrifice her life for her people. On the 3rd day, the fast ended. Esther put on her most splendid royal robes and walked, uninvited, into the inner court of the king's palace. This was a capital offense. Anyone who approached the king without being summoned could be executed on the spot, unless he extended his golden scepter. Imagine her heart pounding with every step, the silence of the court ringing in her ears. She stood there, a picture of grace and bravery, waiting for her fate. The king saw her, and instead of anger, his heart was moved. He extended the golden scepter, a sign of mercy, sparing her life. He asked what she wanted, offering up to half his kingdom. But Esther was far too clever for a simple plea. She played the long game. Instead of revealing everything at once, she simply invited the king and his top advisor Haman to a private banquet. Haman was thrilled, puffed up with pride to be singled out for such an honor. At the feast, the king again asked Esther what she desired, and again, with incredible patience, she delayed. She invited them to a second banquet the next day. This built the suspense to an unbearable level. The king must have been wondering what could possibly be so important. The next day at the second banquet, the moment of truth arrived. The wine was flowing, the atmosphere was relaxed, and the king asked for a third time, "What is your petition, Queen Esther? It shall be granted to you." Taking a deep breath, she finally revealed her secret. She wasn't just a queen. She was a Jew. She exposed the genocidal plot, her voice filled with passion and urgency. "I have been sold," she said, "I and my people, to be destroyed, to be killed, and to be annihilated." The king was stunned. "Who is he?" he demanded, "and where is he? Who would dare to do such a thing?" Esther looked directly at the man who had been feasting beside them and declared, "The adversary and enemy is this vile Haman." The room erupted. The king, absolutely enraged, stormed out into the palace garden to process this betrayal. Haman, terrified, fell on Esther's couch to beg for his life. Just then, the king returned and saw Haman in this compromising position, which only fueled his fury. The king's decision was swift. One of the attendants pointed out that Haman had built a massive gallows, 75 feet high, intended for Mordecai. The king roared, "Hang him on it." And just like that, Haman was executed on the very instrument he had prepared for his enemy. Poetic justice, indeed. With Haman gone, the king promoted Mordecai to his position, honoring him for his loyalty. But there was still a huge problem. According to Persian law, a decree sealed with the king's ring could not be revoked. The order to destroy the Jews still stood. So, Esther went before the king again, this time weeping at his feet, pleading for a solution. The king, guided by Esther and Mordecai, issued a new decree. This one didn't cancel the old one, but it gave the Jewish people the right to assemble, arm themselves, and defend their lives against anyone who might attack them on the appointed day. When that fateful day arrived, the tables were turned completely. Instead of being victims, the Jews rose up and triumphed over their enemies throughout the Persian Empire. A day that was meant for sorrow and death became a day of deliverance and joy. To commemorate this miraculous turn of events, the festival of Purim was established. To this day, Jewish communities around the world celebrate with feasting, giving gifts, and showing charity to the poor, remembering how God turned their mourning into celebration. So, what can we take away from Esther's incredible story? It's so much more than just ancient history. It's a powerful lesson about courage in crisis, about the importance of using your position for the good of others. Esther's story shows us that sometimes God works in hidden ways, behind the scenes, orchestrating events in ways we can't see. She reminds us that we all have our for such a time as this moments, opportunities where we are uniquely positioned to make a difference. In a world full of uncertainty, Esther's faith is a testament to the idea that ordinary people can be used for extraordinary purposes when they act with courage and trust. Her legacy continues to inspire people to stand up for what's right, no matter the personal cost. Thank you for joining me for this deep dive into the story of Esther. Her bravery is a challenge to all of us. What risks are you willing to take for the people and causes you believe in? Let me know your thoughts on divine timing in the comments below. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next series, where we'll be exploring the timeless wisdom of Proverbs. See you then.